Hi, FlossTube. It's Chris Ann, Luckycat Stitches, and I'm here for my 6th video. I'm excited. It's been a couple of weeks, and I start replaying. Ooh, I have to remember to say this on my FlossTube video. And ooh, I wonder who would like this, or wow, she was talking about this in a FlossTube video. All that stuff. So I've missed you. That's what I'm trying to say. I've missed you. I was always trying to figure out how to put these videos in a logical order, and I decided to go back to a form I know. Backstory. Here's the backstory. I'm a real estate agent, and that's basically going on a job interview every single day. And I'm more successful than most agents, but there is rejection. And there are things that you just kill yourself over, beat yourself up. I beat myself up over it. You know, just things as like, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? And 99% of people don't recognize what seems to be a big deal to me. That's the way I take my job. That's the way I do my job. Anyway, so I had a trainer probably 10 or 15 years ago, that said, what happens instead of waking up in the middle of the night saying, darn it, I forgot to do this? What happens if right before you go to sleep, or as you're winding down, you can erase that slate to give yourself a good night's sleep, because otherwise you're just trashed the next day. You don't do your best. So I started journaling at the time, 5 things I did right. And then I turned to everyone's favorite journal, Facebook, where we just kind of give these little insights, or purposefully vague, whatever we use Facebook for. So I started a list, and it's an ongoing list. I try and do it 1 or 2 times a week. When I find myself swirling down, I go, oh yeah, I need to do that. And it helps. It really does. So the very first time I did the 5 things I did right today, that's what I call my list. I was listing them, and I was using bullet points instead of numbers. And evidently, one of the things I didn't do right was count that day, because I had 6, and my godson pointed it out. He says, you have 6 here. Well, my very last one was hug to my girl. And so now I do 5 things I did right today, and number 6 is always that I hugged my girl. Even if I was mad at her, I hugged my girl. So I'm going to do these videos on the 5 things I did right since I last talked to you. So, number 1, I planned. As part of Stitch Mania, you may have seen the Olympic personal stitch along, where every day you stitched along with the Olympics. I haven't been hugely participating, but it's been kind of fun to lay things out as if I were. So, for instance, on August 5th, which was the first day, I was going to stitch something blue, and I didn't do it, but I thought I would do this. So that's been tagged to do something blue. So I try and get a mix, because otherwise I would just do all Halloween. This magazine, the 2015 ornament issue. Oh, this one. On August 18th, it's to stitch something with music in honor of the Olympic theme. So I thought I would do this ornament here. It says, Sing Noel. And the girl's a singer, so I thought, oh, I can just tie that in. 2 birds, 1 stone. August 16th is Stitch Something with Wheels. Oops. You saw no pattern there. So that little ornament with that bicycle, isn't that cute? I won't do it on yellow. Ugh, no yellow. This one was gold. This is the Halloween collection from Just Cross Stitch. There we go. Something with gold on it. I'm positioning here. Isn't that little thing cute? I think instead of saying spooks, I'm going to say we. Bippity boppity boo. We have rhythm too. I don't like the word. So, but nice gold saxophone done in gold chronic braid, I believe. So there's that. Oh, and then the big thing that I spent all morning. Today it's supposed to be equestrian. So I decided I was going to do harvest delivery with Plum Street samplers with that little white horse. Isn't that pretty? And I tried to grid. I hate gridding. I'm not going to grid. This, show me in all my glory there. I'm going to insert a picture of the floss colors I chose because it was fun. The flosses colors that I didn't have, I have bought limited edition, no name, Weeks Dye Works, or actually it's Gentle Art Sampler Threads, does some limited edition stuff that they don't really name them. That's just kind of like the end of the dye lots, I guess. So I go through and I pick my own colors for the ones that I don't have on hand and substitute. That doesn't usually bother me at all. And I've labeled them. This is all of the flosses that I'm going to use. And if I don't have one, I say, well, I'm going to substitute this, for instance, for a apple cider. Apple cider is a green, so I'm going to use olive. Anyway, I want to get started on that. I have a spot here in my stitching room that it's going to look good at. So that's what I've been planning. But the second thing I did right was I drained. I have an upcoming trip out of the country next summer, next June. And even though $40 doesn't seem like a whole lot, I'm trying to curb my spending on new patterns because I have way more than I can ever stitch. Doesn't mean I don't want way more. It just means I have way more than I'll ever stitch. But before I tried to stop my spending, I got this. Gold Tidings. Isn't that cute? I love the little cats. And that's Plum Street. And evidently I want to welcome all the ghouls because this is also Plum Street. And it says, a Ghoul Tide welcome. Now, if you've listened or watched any of my previous videos, I don't stitch big things. This honestly. I might as well just frame the picture. But that's a lot of windows. Look at all those windows. Holy cow. Oh, and it has a little horse because I considered doing this for the equestrian thing too. I dabbled in quilting long enough to buy a lot of fabric. So I still go into quilt stores because sometimes they have specialty fabrics. And I found this last week. It's just a cute little sit pincushion thing. So got those. And I've been buying stuff to finish. And I'm still on step 2. I dreamed. Back to that quilt store. I got a Moto pack. Oops, there we go. Of charms. And it's all coordinating fabrics and the colorways. Again, I stitched small stuff, and I'll show you how I used a piece of this later. At the same quilt store. A couple of back quarters. Halloween again. I don't think you can ever have too much fabric, right? Then I went to Michael's. And I bought twine for finishing Halloween edges. And if I don't use it, I can tie up plants with it. Right? Multi-purpose finishing. That's the ticket. I have a couple other things. I'll show you this. Got this at Michael's. Is this, it's kind of a black flocked in the back. The girl saw this today. She goes, "That's really cool." And I said, "It's going to be really cool when I take out the skeleton thing and mount some cross stitch there." And she's like, "Oh, I kind of like the skeleton." So I decided, she can have it. But I'm still going to use the frame. And then someone on the Halloween board posted these that they found at Michael's. And she was good and only bought one. I had to buy both. Little 4x4 frames. Aren't those the cutest things? 4x4, I can find some stitching. This is my size. So, I'm not buying cross stitch patterns. I'm holding off from clicking on a whole lot of stuff. The struggle is real. Other people have said it. So, the struggle is real. It is. Third thing I did right. I have some finishes to show. This one I haven't shown. I finished it about the time I started making FlossTube videos. I don't do patriotic stitches. I don't think I showed this. If I did, fast forward. This is from the American Strawberries Prairie Schooler book. It's a little deal, little strawberry flags. It's quick, easy stitch. I just totally picked a blue and a red floss that I had. Probably one of those limited edition ones that... here's a tip. When you do stuff like that and you run out of floss, before you're all the way done, maybe if you're stitching with 2 strands, when you're down to your last 2 strands or your last 4 strands, find something similar and start blending. That way you don't tell the difference. My next finish, and if you have questions, I can explain it better Just let me know down in the comments. My next finish, 2 weeks. I don't think I put this one on either. I don't go back and watch. Sorry. This is a drawn thread sampler. Piece is called and it is in this wonderful cauldron. Under here is the name of the hot chocolate company that made these. They are still in business. It's McLane's, McClanes. They are outrageously expensive for what you get. This one had orange hot chocolate in it. It tasted like garbage, in my opinion. See, I can use this as a little orc bucket. Still a faint smell of chocolate. I cut and mounted it and then used some of the Lady Dot, I think, does these little ball trims. And then covered the edge with over the name. First I thought, oh, black Sharpie. That didn't work. No. Black Sharpie covers a lot, but didn't work there. So anyway, Full Moon by the Drawn Thread. I saw this done on one of the Halloween groups and fell in love. I can't remember how much these are, but shipping was like $7.95, which is just outrageous. So I bought two because the shipping was the same. And this one I'll do like a St. Patrick's Day in it and do something similar. Aren't those cute? The pot of gold, right? Okay, so I had that finish. And then I had one more finish. I'm also part of a Halloween exchange ornament thing where you do a little treat or something. And this one is from, you know, I have everything out and then I don't. This one is from, oops. This one is from book 180, All Hallows Eve. Prairie Schooler. Guess I can hold it back. There we go. And is this one, The Ghost. Isn't he cute? And here's my interpretation. There we go. See the little ghost? And then this fabric is from that same charm pack that I got from the cold store. And then the black twine. I want to keep it. And this is, again, is more of purple fabric. I seem to be doing Halloween on purple. It's a real darkish lavender color, like that. And fourth thing, what I plan on stitching, I plan on starting that sampler. Fourth thing, and yes, I'm giving myself clues when I do my editing. Fourth thing I did right is I'm going to make time to stitch. I got this out on the Olympic Stitch Day where we worked on the triathlon. It's just this little box lid. When I started this week, all I had was the basic outline. And now I have a little bird, and I started my weeping willow and some of its little branches. This pattern is by, it's called Pumpkin Pals, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. Pumpkin Pals Forever by Chessie and me. It was a kit. I came with flosses and Aida cloth if you wanted to do on Aida, and some felt for the inside of the paper mache box, which I turned over to the girl. And if you look at the picture, if I can find it, has the pumpkin and his little crow here, crows, and a little black cat there, a little key. So I turned the box over to the girl, and she did not paint the top because my stitching will be mounted there. Still doodads on that side and on that side. But on this end she did the key. I'm going to take the lid off. I'm going to put this up so you can look at it. On this end she did the cat and the house and the willow tree. Isn't that cool? And then the key. Anyway, I like little stuff. So, and I like the cat. So that's my plans. I'm going to work on that this week, and I will show you progress. Maybe I'll finish it. After all, it's only this big, right? Only that big. Number 5. Thank you for everyone that's commented and liked my videos. I appreciate it. All of this journey started when I thought, okay, I'll give this FlossTube thing one more try. And I was watching it, and everybody's not for everyone. Different styles of talking, different things that they're stitching on. There's certainly people out in the world that don't like Halloween stuff. Maybe I'm not the one to watch then. Or, you know, different strokes. Anyway, so I turned it on, and I've found Claire. I think her Claire at Crafty Creative Claire. And she was so funny, and I have admired this type of stitching she does, and that kind of sucked me in. And then she mentioned Stitch Mania in that group, and that sucked me in even more. That was on May 14th. I know that because May 15th I jumped in full. My husband said, "You're crazy," and I was like, "No, I'm going to start 16 new projects for May." And I'm known as the serial starter anyway, within my stitching friends, and they don't think I finish anything. And once you know yourself, it's a good thing. It's liberating, and it's liberating to start that many for me, rather than feeling guilty because I'm not finishing everything. And knowing that I'm not going to do a Teresa Wentzler huge piece. I have a Teresa Wentzler piece started. It's nothing you've ever seen. I may just chop it up. So, anyway, thank you so much for your comments. If you have any questions, let me know. And number 5, 5 things I did right. As always, hug to my girl. She performed last night at Starlight Amphitheater, which is an outdoor amphitheater here in Kansas City. She does a little pre-show with a group she had to audition for. We were so fortunate that my husband's brother and his wife were able to go with us. We watched the Broadway show afterwards, and my sister-in-law looked at me and she goes, "Wow, I've heard her sing, with a group, but I haven't heard her sing by herself in this style before. Wow, my brother-in-law looked at me and said, "She must get it from you because my brother can't sing." I was like, "No, this is all her. It's not me, not my husband. It's all her." So anyway, I'm going to go hug my girl. Stitch a lot, friends, and I'll see you in a while. Bye.